Hey, guys.
Hey,
How you
hey,
doing?
hey.
This is LaShawna Desimilolu.
This is Mosela Desimilolu,
the co-founders of
No Limit Tax Refund Tucker.
Guys, we help individuals and business owners to save more money on their taxes.
Yeah.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 reasons it is unavoidable to file your taxes.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys.
All right, guys, so it is so important to file a tax return. As a matter of fact, right now in 2019, it is almost unavoidable to file a tax return. Reason number 1, school. So a lot of people tend to go to school or some type of university. And guess what? If you can't afford to pay in cash, a lot of people require financing or some student loans. Well, guess what? One of the first things that FAFSA or the student loan is going to ask you for is a copy of your tax return. Now, I know a lot of parents might feel like they're already past that stage and they think they can get away with not filing. But guess what? When your child reaches the age when they're ready to go to school, they're going to come knocking on your door as a parent to get a copy of your tax return. So as a matter of fact, this year I had a new client come to me and she had to file her taxes in 4 years. And because there was a problem with her student loans and she was afraid that they would take her refund. But she had to come and get the taxes done. Why? Because her 18-year-old was going to college and FAFSA said, hey, we need the parents' information in order to process this loan. So she had to file 2 years of back tax returns to go ahead and allow her daughter to qualify for the student loan. So just to avoid all that, whatever your situation is, if you owe the IRS or student loans and you don't want to file your tax return, make sure you work it out with your tax preparer because we can definitely help you with that. But you absolutely need your tax return if you plan to go to school or if your child is going to school.
Yes, guys, you really need that. You really need to file your tax return because, there are things that people say you cannot get rid of. And that's taxes.
That's right.
You just can't get rid of it. If you're in the United States, you just have to file your tax return. Another point is mortgage. Mortgage. If you're ready to buy a house, I had a business owner who got tired of renting. He was making money. He was making good money in his business. He got tired of renting, spending like $2,000, $2,500 on the renting, and he said, you know what, I want to go ahead and buy a house. So he went to the bank and said, okay, well, I found this house that I like. Now, could you finance me for this house? And the bank said, okay, Mr. Johnson, what is your tax return? Where is it? He had his tax return, but what I'm getting at here is he was not reporting the amount of money that he was making on his taxes.
In his business?
Yes,
wow.
he was reporting more expenses than reporting income on his business. So the bank said, well, sir, you're not making no money. Right. There's no way you could afford to pay us this mortgage because you are not making no money in your taxes.
So guys, that is a very important note to all of our entrepreneurs out there. Because as tax professionals, we take the information you give us, but we can't validate that. So you want to make sure you're being strategic, okay? Don't report losses if there are no true losses because they're going to use your AGI, your adjusted gross income, to come up with the amount that you can afford to pay for a house, all right?
Exactly.
So make sure you keep that in mind when you do your taxes.
Look, you don't want to report something that's less than what you are actually getting on your taxes. Because when you actually need it, then it becomes a problem because the guy actually made a lot of money and
right.
He said, I can afford this. Look at my bank account. And they're like, no, sir.
No. Your
taxes has shown that you cannot afford this and we can't ever do it. Now, rather, another story about somebody who is, getting a W-2 checks and decided not to file taxes. They just didn't want to file because they felt like they're going to owe money. And now they decided they wanted to buy a house and they didn't even know that the bank is going to be asking for the tax return. So the bank asking for the tax return and she didn't have nothing to prove. And she's like, well, here goes my W-2. They're like, well, you get the W-2, but you're not filing taxes. We cannot prove your income. We cannot prove your AGI, your adjusted gross income. If they cannot prove that, they really don't have no basis on your income.
Right.
So it's very, very important, y'all. Like, really important. This tax thing is definitely important.
It's unavoidable.
Especially when you are making money and you are making an impact into the community. You just have to file your taxes. And that's where we are here for you. We definitely can help you out.
Absolutely, guys. Number 3, the third reason why it's unavoidable to file your tax return is, and this is really for my entrepreneurs, if you ever want to get a loan for your business, to grow your business, expand it, get a team, a new location, whatever, you want to go and get financed by a private lender or a financial institution. Guess what one of the first things they're going to ask you for is? Your trusty tax return. Okay, and again, just like with the mortgage, they're going to be looking at your income and your expenses. So if you overinflate your expenses and underestimate or underreport your income, that is going to be a problem when it's time to get financed. You have to prove that not only do you have your business and you've been running it, but you're actually profitable and you're a good investment for somebody to make into your business. So keep that in mind. If you ever want to get that business loan to expand your business, they are absolutely going to want a copy of your 1040 or your tax return. So that is reason number 3.
Yes, guys, you really want to keep that in mind. And then reason number 4 is basically, look, you don't want the IRS coming knocking on your door and saying, you did not file no taxes. Mr. Johnson, you did not file no taxes. You know, you don't want them coming to you, Miss Jenkins, you did not file no taxes. You don't want them knocking at your door, because the IRS really have a lifetime. A lifetime. If you've never filed taxes before in your life, there's no limit. They have a lifetime to say you've been avoiding to pay taxes. And really, you don't want to do that for yourself, because I think it's even a penalty or something.
It's definitely a penalty.
Crazy.
They'll charge you interest. So you definitely want to do that. And just a quick story about that. So I had a client who came to me. She hadn't filed a tax return since 1999. Yes, that is 10 years ago. And all of a sudden she got hit.
20 years ago.
20 years ago. 20 years ago.
Wow.
And they actually had hit her with a lien, to where not only were they taking money out of her paycheck every week or however often she got paid, but they also attached a lien to her. So it's on her credit. And she actually had to come to me to get some help, because she wasn't able to apply for a job because that was on her credit. Okay, so they could put a levy, a lien. They can really mess up.
Sabotage your life.
They can sabotage your life just because you have not filed a tax return.
Seriously.
And just even look how they go into our presidents and political officers' information when it comes to taxes. It's unavoidable. If they have to do it, then we have to do it too. It's unavoidable in this age.
Yes.
And thanks for hanging around with us this long, guys. The 5th and final reason why it is unavoidable to file a tax return is actually in your benefit.
It's actually in your benefit because, guys, it's actually proven that American citizens leave some billion amount of dollars in tax returns.
Right.
Every single year.
Every single year. You
might leaving it on the
think
table
that you're going to be hit with a bill, but you don't know taxes like we know taxes. You might actually be entitled to a refund, especially for our business owners. You know, if you think that you don't want to file taxes because you paid a lot in expenses or you didn't make a lot of income, depending on your other information, your personal information, you may still qualify for a refund. So why not talk to a tax professional? Sit down, explain your situation, and let us see how we can help you. Okay? You just don't want to let fear cause you not to know what the situation is, because what is that term? Ignorance is no excuse for what is it?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Ignorance is bliss, but
bliss.
Ignorance, you don't want to use that and don't know anything, because when you ignore the knowledge, you don't actually get a chance to receive it.
Right.
You don't get a chance to live it and actually apply it into your life. That's why we are giving you this 5 tips right now. We're going to recap again. What are they again?
The first one is student loans. It's unavoidable because if you want to get a student loan or you want to qualify to go back to school, they're going to ask you for it. Number
The second
two,
one is mortgage, because if you want to buy a house, I mean, who wants to keep renting for the rest of the life?
or pay cash.
You know, you want to actually have an asset, have something that you say, okay, this is mine. So when you making money and you want to buy a house, you have to file your taxes and make sure that you are reporting your income to where you are actually in a substantial rate, in a substantial state of income.
All right.
And
Number
then the third
three
one
is go.
the third one is actually what was the third one?
Business loan.
Business loan.
If you want to qualify for a business loan, it's the sun, y'all. The sun is so nice and warm.
Beautiful.
If you want to qualify for a business loan, then you're going to need a tax return. Number four is
definitely you don't want to mess with the IRS.
you don't want to mess with the IRS. And number
Let's
five,
leave them alone where they at.
you don't want to leave money on the table,
And
guys.
don't leave that money on the table, because guys, look, you don't want to leave that money on the table
Because the government will take it
because
happily.
they're gonna take it and recycle it back again, and you know they keep making more with it. So why don't you just take what's entitled to you,
Right.
instead of having a fear based reality, false evidence appearing real.
Exactly, guys.
You know?
And use that money to do what you want. And you can reinvest it back into your business, or go take that dream vacation, or do something with your family, whatever you want. Guys, so this is 5 reasons why it is unavoidable to file a tax return. You need to go ahead and do that right away. If you are needing assistance with your tax preparation, we would be happy and honored to help you.
Glad.
You can go ahead and book a tax consultation using the link in the description of this video. We'll be happy to take care of you. And we'll be back next week, guys, with more tax tips to help you level up.
Look, guys, we just hope this message touches somebody out there.
Please like and share.
And like and share this video. Spread it to the people that you know that might need it. If you don't want it, somebody that you know needs this.
Tag a friend.
Use it for yourself. And just look, guys, better yourself and better your life, because sky is not even the limit. Look,
All right, till
it's
next
a beautiful
time,
day
guys.
out here. We at the lake, and we just wanted y'all to just see that, look, life is absolutely beautiful.
That's right, guys. So
Live to
until
the
next
fullest
time,
now.
we'll see you. Take care.
Peace
Peace
out.
and love.